What's up guys, it's Josh from KeepItTechie, and today I wanted to do a quick video showing you guys another Linux distribution called Lubuntu. So basically I did a video a while back on Ubuntu, which is the one with the XRP desktop, where I wanted to show some love to some of the other flavors of Ubuntu that are out there, and Lubuntu is picking up a lot of steam. It's a way lighter and faster version of Ubuntu than XFCE based on the stats. So I wanted to go on and do a quick install as well as a quick review of the actual distribution. So let me go on and switch to the browser so you guys can see a little bit about Lubuntu. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm at ubuntu.com, and this is the main website you would go to get all the different flavors of Ubuntu. So if we go over to the downloads button and click Ubuntu desktop, because this is a desktop version that we want to install. So if we go over to Ubuntu flavors, this will give you all those different flavors of Ubuntu. And they have the Kubuntu, which is the KDE Plasma version, Lubuntu, and this is the one we want to download, but it's Lubuntu. Is a light and fast modern Ubuntu flavor using LXQt as the default desktop environment. Lubuntu used to use LXDE as its default desktop environment. So that's a quick note. I was going to tell you guys that a little bit later. But yeah, it used to have LXDE, now it uses LXQt as the default desktop environment. But anyway, they do have other flavors like Ubuntu Budgie, which comes with the Budgie desktop, Kylin, this is the Kylin project for Chinese users, and as well as a Mate version of Ubuntu. And then this is the Ubuntu Studio. I might go through and show you guys that one. This is mainly aimed at people that want to use audio and video and graphics, you know, all that good stuff is within the Ubuntu Studio version. And then of course good old Ubuntu with the XFCE desktop, which is a light version as well, but this one is supposed to be a whole lot faster, you know, and lighter version of Ubuntu. So let's go on and hop right into the install. I'm gonna walk you guys through it. If you've installed any version of Ubuntu, all of these versions is pretty much the same. It's a very quick process on the install, so I'm gonna kind of breeze through it. I ain't gonna talk that much. I'm gonna just go through and install it right fast. So let's go on and boot it up right fast. Okay, cool. So I have the live ISO up and running. I went through and downloaded that version of Ubuntu, the Lubuntu version, and we're gonna walk through the installation. And like I stated, it's basically the exact same in all of the Ubuntu flavors. You just, you know, boot into the live ISO, and then it'll, you know, check the integrity of the actual download file system. And let's wait for this thing to finish. Shouldn't take too long. Cool. And it had no errors, so it's going to boot up into the live desktop, and then we can go on through the install. And one thing, I might pause for a second to fix the display. Okay, and the display is done, or the display is fixed. Cool. So let's go on and install, and basically all of them come with a icon on the desktop, or it may be on the toolbar down here where you just install the actual operating system. So you just double click on it, and this will open up the installer, and it's pretty simple. First thing, American English, so select what country you're from, hit next, select your location, and I'll select Los Angeles, not Tijuana, and let's just hit next. The keyboard layout, next. I'm gonna erase the disk, next, and then let's just go on and type in our user account, and I'm gonna name it Ubuntu, and let's go on and type in our password. Boom, and that's pretty much it. And we just click install, and that'll go on and install the operating system. And I'll cut on some music so I can go through this process so you guys can actually see it. That's why I do this. I know a lot of other Linux YouTubers, they just kind of skip this and then just bring up the desktop. I like to let you guys see it so you guys can see exactly what's going to happen. And also, if I come up with some errors within the installation, which rarely ever happens, but let's say I do, then I want to point them out to you guys. So that's one of the reasons I go on and let it go through, and I try to speed it up as much as I can. So let me go on and turn on some music and let you guys go through this installation with me. Be back in a little bit. Okay, cool. So it finished, and the last step is just simply to restart. It's installed on the actual virtual machine, and I forgot to give you the specs of the virtual machine. I basically gave it 8 gigabytes of memory, and I also gave it like a 30 gig virtual hard disk that's dynamic, and it'll grow as you fill up that drive or whatever. So it only take up as much space on the system as the size of the actual operating system and whatever files you put on it. But anyway, let's go on and restart the system, and let's go through and show you what the system actually looks like once it's installed. So I'll be back with the system up. Okay, so this is Lubuntu. So this is what you'll be greeted with when you first start up the operating system. So let me go on and log in and fix the display settings, which I wish I can have this work right off, you know what I'm saying, but it is what it is. Something I gotta deal with VirtualBox. All right, cool. So let me fix it right fast. Just give it 1 second. Still trying to boot up. All right, cool. So the system is up. So let's go to display settings or monitor settings, and let's just go down and change it so you guys can actually see everything on the screen. Yes, let's close it. Cool. So this is Lubuntu 20.04, and I always start on the right hand side. So let's just start over here so you guys can see everything. But this is the calendar, you know, time calendar. This is the network settings, I'm assuming, and yes, it is. So yeah, you can go through and, you know, connect to everything you want. From there, you can set up a VPN, you know, all that good stuff. And then right here is the power management. So that's something you can, you know, monitor right there. And then you probably can go into the configuration of it by clicking configure. Yeah, and that'll bring up the power management settings. So you can go through and modify that if you need to. This is the clipboard right here. It's called Clipper. And then we have some alert that just popped up. Oh, this is a power management alert. But this is where your alerts will pop up, you know, if something needs to be taken care of. I'm not going to actually look at it because it doesn't matter. Like I said, this is a virtual machine, so it don't matter. But then we got our volume settings, and then we got our removable device management. So let's click on that and see. And actually it just, you know, pulls it up. Oh, that's the panel settings right there. But yeah, you can manage whatever devices you have connected to the system from here. So all right, cool. So the next thing, let's just open up the file explorer right fast, and let's see what we got here. And this is Pacman FM QT. So it's a lightweight file manager. So this one is supposed to be like super lightweight, you know what I'm saying? And it looks pretty cool. I like the design of the way the file manager looks, you know what I'm saying? That looks pretty cool. No issues there, you know. And I also like the icon pack that they have installed on here. I might try that on my main system. But anyway, let's go on and open that back up, and I apologize, and then open up the browser right fast. The default browser for this distribution is Firefox, and let's wait for it to pop up. Cool. And so yeah, Firefox is always good to see, you know what I'm saying? So, and then the reason I open up those two applications first is so I can show you how to clear the desktop. So that's what this is for, is basically show the desktop, so it minimizes everything on the screen. Cool. So let's go down and close that. And here are your different desktops. So you can go to your different desktops from here. So like if we had the file explorer there, then we could open up the terminal on this desktop, or not the terminal, but the browser on that desktop, and we could jump back and forth from there. So it's pretty cool, just like any of them. And then now let's go down and, I mean, as you can see, it's got like icons on the desktop, so you can open up, you know, my computer, which is basically the file system, and then the home directory, you know, all those shortcuts to the network, and then the trash bin. So that's all on the desktop. And actually, let's see what we can do as far as the wallpaper. I thought it would have, you know, showed up all the wallpapers, but I guess you got to go in there and kind of look for it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna mess around with it. But this location is where all the logs, I mean, where all the wallpapers are. So you actually have to go find it. So it's basically user share Lubuntu wallpaper. So let's go to the home directory, and let's go to our root directory, and let's go to user share, and then I think it was Lubuntu. So LU, and which one was it? I think it was lowercase. Yeah, and then wallpapers, and we can click on them up in here. So let's click on this city bridge and press open and press apply, just to see what happens when it changes the background. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's a decent background right there. And you obviously want to just add new backgrounds to that location, and that way you can change up your background. And actually, let's go back in here, because I don't like the way that one actually looks when it comes to my image over here. So let's see what this one looks like. Boom. So that's kind of a dark one as well. Now let's click on one of these right here. Boom. All right, cool. So that one looks cool right there. So let's go down and hit the start button and show you the start menu. So it's basically simple start button. It brings up kind of like Windows, so to speak. So it starts off with your lock screen. You can click that, start the lock screen. And then here are your typical options when you want to, you know, hibernate, leave, log out, reboot, shut down, and suspend. Now let's go to the about LXQt. It says advanced, easy to use, and fast desktop environment based on Qt technology. LXQt would not have been possible without the Razer Qt project and its many contributors. So that basically just gives you a little information about it, and then the license and all that good stuff. And here is the author. So it's the LXQ team and contributors, you know, thanks, you know, all that good stuff. And here's some of the technical information. So LXQt version is 14.1, and then the Qt version is 5.12.8. so that's what it comes with, just so you guys know. And if we can go a little further down, user directories, you know, it just gives some more technical information. But anyway, let's go back here. This is where the preferences are. So this is where you would modify anything you need on the system as far as the look and feel. You know, you can go into the appearance, brightness, desktop, you know, all that good stuff. Let me open up the appearance right fast, see if they got any other themes in here. Okay, cool. And they have, right now it's on the Breeze one. Let's see what the Windows one look like. Yeah, and that looks like an older, you know, version of Windows. And then let's go to Fusion. Okay, that doesn't look much different from the Breeze. Let me see what's the difference. Okay, I see the difference. It's slight. It's a slight difference. But then you got your, you know, other themes. You got your GTK2 themes, and then it says GTK3 themes. Let's try that and see what happens. Just want to see what happens. and you probably have to log out and log back in order for a lot of this stuff to take effect. So I'm not gonna really do much more, but they got icon themes in here, so check those out as well. And here is the LXQt themes, so you can change the theme here for LXQt. So let me change to the dark one. Let's see what it looks like. And like I said, some of this stuff won't show up properly until you reboot the system. Let me just go back to this one right here. Cool. And just go back to that. And this is the widget spot style. I forgot about that. It's for the widgets. All right, cool. And then we got the fonts, and then we got the cursor, settings. So you go in there and modify all that. And then back under the preferences, you can install additional drivers, advanced network configuration, and a couple other, configurations you could do to the system, like screensaver, printers, all that good stuff. And then we have the main configuration center. This, has pretty much all the other settings, Windows effects, session settings, users and groups, a lot of those base preferences that will be on the system. And we're going to here. This is the system tools. So, they got Bluetooth tools, HTOP, KDE partition manager, QD terminal or Q terminal. So that's what the terminal actually looks like, and it's pretty cool. Actually, let's go to the about. Lightweight multi-platform terminal emulator and about Qt. Cool. And if we go under here, I kind of wanted to show you guys the default application. So let's go into accessories first. This is an archive manager. I've used it before. Arc Featherpad. I never really used that. Kcalc. That's obviously a KDE application. PC Man FMQT is the file manager, which I showed you earlier. Clipper, that's the clipboard. It comes with Vim, Compton, and Noble Notes. If we go into education, there's that LibreOffice Math, and then games, 2048 QT. This is basically a numbers game. I think I remember playing with that before. And we're going to graphics, LX images. You got LibreOffice Draw, Screen Grab, which is a screenshot tool, and Scan Light, which is this basically a scan application. I never actually used that, so I don't know how it works. But as you can see under the internet, you can send files using Bluetooth. You got Firefox, which I showed you earlier. Q transmission, which is pretty cool. They got a transmission version, the Qt version of transmission, I'm assuming. And actually, let's open it up and press OK. And then I'm gonna cancel that. I don't think I ever used this one. It's basically transmission. Yeah, and it looks pretty much the same as any of the other ones I've actually seen. They got the IRC. I've never actually used this application. I think I used, what is it called, HexChat or something like that in the past. And then right here they have Trojita, and I've never actually used this, the IMAP email client, but that looks cool. I might have to try that out. And then under Office, this is one thing I'm excited to see actually on here, is that they have LibreOffice. All the the writer, the calc, and the draw. So pretty much the full suite of LibreOffice is on here. Now under sound and video, I never heard of K3B. I'm assuming that's a disk burning, because I seen the fire on there. Most people don't even have CDs anymore, DVDs, blank DVDs around to actually burn stuff to, or burn applications, or burn whatever you want to a disk. And then right here, pulse audio. That's the volume management. And then they also come with VLC, which is good to see. VLC works with any type of application, what I'm saying, as far as any type of video files or audio files. So VLC is kind of a great application when it comes to any type of music, media, and all that good stuff. Anything you want to play, VLC will play it. And then that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to go through, you know, everything that was pre-installed, as well as, you know, kind of play around with the desktop a little bit. I think this is worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of Ubuntu. And this one, like I said, is supposed to be a lightweight version of Ubuntu. You know, Qt, you know, is what's running on here. LXQt is what's running on here. So it's supposed to be like super lightweight, which I can't really tell because I'm running through a virtual machine, so I can't really judge how fast it is. But according to all the documentation, everything I've seen and read, you know, it's a faster version of Ubuntu. So if you're looking for something lightweight, I would recommend you check out Lubuntu for yourself. Just play around with it and see if you actually like it, and install it if you want to keep it. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please leave comments down in the description below. And of course, keep it techie.